Hey guys, welcome back to FundedSquad YouTube channel. In today's interview, we have Tyler with us, who just received his first payout from FundedSquad. And in today's interview, we're going to deep dive into his success story, how he became profitable trader, his experience working with FundedSquad. He has received one payout. Did he receive any other payouts from other firms as well? Everything will be discussed in this interview, so stick till the end of the interview. And also, we're going to be doing 3 into $10,000 two-step challenge accounts giveaway. I will share the details of the account giveaway later down in the interview. First of all, congratulations, Tyler, for reaching your first payout from FundedSquad. Tell us about yourself, who you are, where are you from?
I'm from San Diego, California, right? I'm over here in Charlotte, North Carolina now. I've been trading for about 5 years, so it's been a long journey. I took a break trading a couple years ago. I had to learn throughout my process that, while you're learning how to trade, you're going to take, real losses, you know what I'm saying? But through those losses, you're going to learn, what you're doing along the way. So, but yeah, my trading process with FundedSquad has been really smooth. I was doing a lot of research on trying to find which prop firm I'm gonna work with that I can trust, that has, the rules aren't too complicated, and most importantly, if they're paying their traders, So I was really happy to see that they processed my payout very quickly, and hit my Rise account real quick, and real smooth process. So I was excited about that. But yeah, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be trading with FundedSquad.
Thank you for trusting us. It's a pleasure that you decided to go with FundedSquad. There are other firms as well, but because our models are so unique, rules are so smooth, and also we promise that once your performance rewards is accepted, if we do not send your rewards within 12 hours, we pay $1,000 extra. So the time when your payout got accepted, we send within few minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So tell me about how you started. Like you were saying, like you started trading 5 years ago, but tell me about it, like how you came across trading, and then what was your experience when you first started? For how many years or months you were losing? How you became profitable?
Okay, so back in like 2020, so that was back when IM Academy was really popular. I was actually trading and learning with IM Academy. One of my good friends, he was already a P5000 in the business at the time, and he had linked up with me and really kind of put me on just the trading world, right? I already had like my own knowledge of like trading, in the foreign exchange and things like that, but I didn't really understand it yet. But when I was able to get into the MLM back at that time, I was able to educate myself a lot more on the charts, and I was actually trading HFX at the time, high frequency forex. So it moves a little bit different than regular forex or indices, and it's really quick. It's a really quick trading experience when you're trading HFX. So when it came to having to understand the movements in the market and how to mark up the charts, and because HFX moves so quick, we would have to trade on like a minute time frame. So that really taught me or it gave me an understanding on how to read the charts and mark up my support and resistance, and see where the market could be going. You know what I'm saying? So
Makes sense.
after winning a lot, losing a lot with HFX, and building up my business at the time, once IM Academy's era kind of went away, I was left, do other things, and I kind of took my trading journey back on by myself for a little while. So I kind of just traded for myself, and I was profitable. I would make, a couple $1,000s, and it would be smooth. And then, I would have my times where I would just be losing like hundreds of dollars, like really, really quickly. And it kind of put me, it didn't have me in the best spot at the time. So I had to take a break. But I learned a lot through all that. And the market really teaches you about trading, because it just teaches you about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
Makes sense. Yes, true.
the market will really strip you down and like show you like who you are essentially. You know what I'm saying? With your
100%.
discipline, your consistency, your focus and your emotional control as well. Like your emotional discipline, I guess, because when you're trading, it can be a very emotional thing because you got your money, your hard-earned cash that you're trading with, and it can be kind of emotional sometimes. So what I've learned throughout my process is just like, you want to be in a position to where you're not worried about losing, and whenever you take your trades, you're not, so emotionally attached to this money that you start psyching yourself out and you start losing and missing out on your profits. So um, as I re-entered back trading, I had a lot of notes and things like that, and I kind of just refined and repolished my trading execution. And the biggest thing about it was my discipline, my risk management, and just making sure my head is in a good space. Because when your head is in a good space, you'll be so much more better off and set to just be profitable and make profits and not sit there and be so worried about the money that you losing it.
Yeah. Probably the best thing, once you understand that losing is a part of it, right? Not every single trade that you're going to take, you're going to win, because there will be times, even market follows like all the confirmations, affirmations that you have, all the confluences, but still there will be times when you check all the points and you're seeing that market has a potential to go in your favor, but still it doesn't go, because
Mhm.
it's a part of the process. You're going to lose sometimes even your high probability setups. So I think that's where, once you understand that discipline is the key, no matter if you lose, there will be times when you will be just coming back to profits again. It's going to be really really good for controlling your emotions, having self discipline, and that's how things should be.
No, 100%. And that's what I really like about prop firms, is because you can kind of balance it all out. So if you have your live account and you have funded accounts, it kind of pulls the pressure, the mental pressure down a little bit. So you can kind of trade with a better edge. And I feel like that's how I was able to get my first payout with FundedSquad. There wasn't that much pressure on me when I'm trading. It's and it was able to just keep me profitable, keep me in the green.
So what made you go with FundedSquad's instant funding account? Why not two-step? Why did you decide to go with instant funding in the first place?
Personally, I know I could probably pass one of the challenges, right? For me, I'm very hands-on and I like to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So the instant funding platform worked really well for me, because I was able to do so. So pay for the account, get in the market, and just start trading. And I went with you guys because a lot of the firms that I was doing my research on, that there's a lot to it. There's a lot of different things. There could be controversy. There's a lot of rules, and there's a lot of. And when I was looking with FundedSquad, you guys' rules didn't seem too complicated. So that caught my eye, and you guys had good discounts going on. And you guys were one of the firms that are offering instant funding, because not
Yeah.
all firms are offering instant funding right now. They're kind of getting hip to it. I'm starting to see a lot more now, but the biggest thing, like I said, and for everybody else that's watching, you want to know if the firm is paying, if they're going to pay you out, right? And there's going to be no delays, there's going to be no technical issues, and I can 100% say that FundedSquad is paying their traders. So you're watching the video to find that out, because I know when I was watching these, that's what I wanted to know. And
That's
they're
perfect. Today, you're the second one that I'm doing interview with. There was a one guy who I just did the interview, and he received so far 4 payouts, and they total around like 6,000 from a
oh,
25K instant funded account. And he's the in terms of risk to reward ratio, I would say one of the top traders that's working right now in FundedSquad. Not about, I'm not talking about monetary value. I'm talking about that he invested only $174 on a 25K
Mm.
account. He is able to take it 4 payouts, which totals, of $6,000. That's something incredible. And probably I would say, and I can confirm that as well, we are the only firm in the industry that offers instant funding without any consistency rules. As a trader, I'm a trader, and as a trader, I don't believe in any consistency when it comes to instant funding, because there is a 3% drawdown, which is already tied. And that's the reason why we have it, so that we see that traders who are trading with us, are they able to control their risk well? And other than that, we don't have any consistency score or anything like that.
Yeah, the no consistency rule is really a benefit for sure.
I want to talk about risk management. Like, back in the days, I remember I did my first funding challenge in 2019. At the time, there were not many firms out there, and it was very different, to be honest. And before that, I kept trading my personal capital. In 2017, when I was trying to learn, I was trading the live capital. I never traded demo. In 2018, I started making money. 2019 was the biggest year for me at the time. I got the idea that trading with props are different as compared to trading your personal account, because there is always, a thing that you don't really get 100% of the account balance to lose when it comes to props. So how do you manage risk when it comes to props when you were trading with us on the instant funded account? How do you manage it?
I think trading with props is it definitely keeps you disciplined. It definitely keeps you within the lines. So it'll kind of teach you if, for example, for me, when I was, just trading on my own or trading my live account, I could tell I wasn't all over the place, but I definitely needed to be a little bit more refined with my trading. So when I started trading, prop firms and things like that, it definitely started to keep me more within the lines and keep me more on point. But really with my risk management, it's always, we're risking one to make two, right? As long as
Perfect.
you do that, simple, as long as you do that, you're going to be winning more than you lose. And, your wins are going to be bigger than your losses. And as long as you're doing that, you're going to be a smooth trader. So, and another thing too with Trade Locker, now that Trade Locker's been out, I don't know how long it's been out, but I remember when I was trading and I didn't have that. So now that we have Trade Locker, it kind of makes the risk management way easier. You can see how much you're risking and how much you're going to make, and that makes the trading experience a lot smoother too as well.
Probably
So
the best trading platform right now in the industry. In my opinion, I love it. It's my favorite one out there, right? So definitely you can see like how much you are risking, and
I feel like
so
that
easy to
changed.
use in simple words.
I feel like it's changed the game entirely. I'm not gonna lie.
100%.
Because if you're not too like technical just yet and you're still learning, you can, like I said, you get that instant account, get up with Trade Locker, and as long as you kind of have a decent understanding on how to trade already, you can definitely get in the game and start making money for sure. So
Lovely, bro. Moving forward, like you have right now one account with us and you got your first payout. Are you planning to scale your funding, or are you planning to go out with other firms as well? How do you plan basically to scale your overall funding?
so I definitely plan on getting another account with FundedSquad. I'm definitely trying to scale up my accounts, and I definitely want to have multiple accounts and eventually be able to copy trade and trade take my trades on multiple accounts so I can really maximize my profit, as well as having my live account. But other than that, I'm still in the beginning of my journey with the prop firms and things like that. But having my first payout has definitely showed me that that I'm gonna be able to continue to make money this way. So I'm happy about that.
That's perfect. 3 recommendations, 3 tips for everyone who is watching right now. If they want to be profitable, what they need to do.
If you want to be profitable, 3 tips from me. So one, understand that any money you're putting into the market, anything, you got to know that you got to be able to lose that money, right? You don't ever want to put yourself in a bad position, trying to put all your eggs in one basket, and then the market is a beast. The market can take everything you got, and you don't want to be in a bad position. So, tip number 1, make sure you're not emotionally attached to this money. Right. Tip number 2, consistency. You got to stay consistent. You got to stay consistent with your trade setups. You got to be consistent with the way you're trading. You kind of have to trade with intent, and you want to do this at a high level, you kind of have to trade like you're a professional, you know? You want to try to trade like a professional. So, and then number three, risk management, 100%. These three things, these will keep you in the game and just keep you trading. Because when you have good risk management, you know, the times that you do lose, you know, it's not going to be that bad. You're going to lose, but sometimes you got to take these losses, you know, maybe take the SL taps, you know, you got to get back in the game though and keep going. You know, it's all about staying in the game. You don't want to be trying to hit grand slams all the time and you blow your whole account. You know, that's very poor risk management. And at that point,
Yeah.
that's gambling. So you don't want to be doing that. So yeah, you know, don't be emotionally attached to the money. Stay consistent and you know, use really good risk management. And as long as you're always risking one to make two, you know, down the road, you should definitely be profitable. So
That was wonderful talking to you, Tyler. Congratulations again for your payout. And thank you so much for your time while giving the interview for Funded Squad YouTube channel. Guys, we were talking about 3 into $10,000 account giveaway. The steps are super simple. You have to just like this YouTube video and subscribe to Funded Squad YouTube channel. And let us know in the comment section, what did you learn from Tyler? And also make sure that you are a member of our Discord community because winners are going to be announced inside Discord community. These are the only steps that you need to follow. Thank you so much, everyone who was watching until the end. I will see you guys in the next interview video. Bye for now.